The nature of the book Reacher Season 3 will adapt makes Willa Fitzgerald's return as Roscoe not just an option, but a necessity. Across the span of Reacher Season 1, Roscoe developed a strong partnership with Alan Ritchson's Jack Reacher, blurring the lines between allies, friends, and lovers. Despite very obviously being drawn to each other, Reacher's nomadic lifestyle left Roscoe no place in the Reacher Season 2 cast, and a few casual references aside, Fitzgerald's character was largely ignored by Amazon's sophomore run. Reacher Season 3 will adapt the novel Persuader, a story in which Roscoe Conklin does not feature. After Finley's cameo in Reacher Season 2 and Neagley's presence in all 3 seasons, however, Amazon has demonstrated a willingness to include characters beyond the confines of the source material, and that puts Roscoe's return very much on the table. More than just an excuse to pick up their forgotten romance, however, the specific Lee Child book story Reacher Season 3 will follow creates a role that only Willa Fitzgerald's Roscoe can fill. Persuader finds Jack Reacher on an undercover mission, with the protagonist putting himself in the midst of a criminal gang. Naturally, this means audiences can expect an even less forgiving Reacher than usual in Season 3, as the demands of going undercover among professional bad guys force the towering hero into darker moral territory. Simultaneously, Reacher's bloody-minded desire to cut the head off of the operation's slippery snake makes him more dangerous and ruthless than ever. Ritchson's character arguably made this leap already in Season 2, brutally killing an enemy in their hospital bed, taking an innocent man hostage, and committing several other acts of violence that were largely unnecessary. Picking Persuader and its undercover narrative for Season 3 all but guarantees Reacher will continue down this same ethically murky path, and this is why Roscoe begins to look like a necessary addition. Once Jack Reacher has assimilated himself into the criminal fraternity and earned the trust of his enemies, and after he finally succeeds in killing the man he set his sights on, he will very likely need someone to pull him back from the edge of brutality. Reacher's trademark determination and intensity mean he can occasionally go too far, and if Season 2 flirted with that notion, Season 3 looks destined to embrace it fully. Roscoe's Reacher Season 3 return would be the perfect way to coax Jack back toward his old self. Roscoe's calming influence upon Reacher was evident during their scenes together in Season 1, and the charming Colossus appeared to give Roscoe his complete and utter trust. Perhaps Reacher will lose his way somewhat in Season 3, then Neagley tracks down Roscoe as a way to get through to their mutual friend. Clapping eyes on Roscoe would remind Reacher of his true self, his gentler nature, and clear any red mist that has taken hold since his time dwelling in the underworld started. Roscoe is a great foil for Jack Reacher and a compelling character in her own right, but the arguments for her return go far beyond that. Chiefly, it is the colourful nature and emotive depth of Roscoe's relationship with Reacher that makes her such a vital cog in the show's machine. Reacher enjoys unyielding lifetime friendships with his Special Investigator Unit colleagues, but because of their shared experiences, all 110th members share a broadly similar mindset. Roscoe and Reacher synchronize so well because, while still possessing the same core values and spirit, they're fundamentally different people. For all the talk of Roscoe's return, Reacher Season 3 could introduce an entirely new love interest. Sonia Cassidy's Sarah Duffy seems like the leading candidate. Roscoe brought out shades of Jack Reacher that none of the special investigators Carla Dixon included possibly could, and their opposing qualities complemented each other perfectly. For his part, Reacher appeared to amplify Roscoe's own confidence and individuality, making them an even more formidable couple. And whereas the final moments of Reacher and Dixon's liaison felt like definitive closure, Reacher Season 1's ending deliberately left Roscoe a route back into the show when she handed over her phone number, a number Reacher is yet to call, but by the laws of storytelling, eventually must. If Roscoe's return did happen in Reacher Season 3, the comeback would certainly not arrive from left field, as Season 2 laid some groundwork rather overtly. For starters, Finley's cameo proved Reacher still has a line of communication back to Margrave, a connection he's demonstrably willing to call upon during times of trouble. Finley got that call during Reacher Season 2's investigation, but Roscoe could be next in line. It's hard to imagine a more appropriate scenario than Reacher needing the comfort of a gentle soul as a reminder of what he truly stands for. More importantly, Reacher and Carla Dixon, who assumed love interest duties in Season 2, agreed their tryst was more of a fling for old time's sake than an ongoing relationship. That confession immediately swung the door open for Roscoe to continue her love story with Reacher sometime in the show's future. Lastly, Jack Reacher himself tacitly declared he would be open to the possibility of love when, during a late-night diner conversation with David O'Donnell, he mentioned one day settling down and bringing his life on the road to an end. All of which confirms that the bond between Reacher and Roscoe remains very much unbroken. The spark of romance between them never fizzled out, but was merely moved to the side while Reacher continued his slow tour of the United States. The best time to bring that spark back into the foreground will be when Roscoe's warmth is needed the most, and it's hard to imagine a more appropriate scenario than Reacher needing the comfort of a gentle soul as a reminder of what he truly stands for in Season 3. The one big problem with Reacher bringing back Roscoe would be exactly how to get rid of her again. Reacher already performed a gentle breakup maneuver at the end of Season 1, so any reunion in Season 3 would inevitably become dominated by questions over how and why the pair part ways a second time. In truth, that doesn't need to be the case. Willa Fitzgerald's original performance wholeheartedly proved Roscoe need not be limited to a supporting or cameo role, and is entirely worthy of rejoining Alan Ritchson among the main cast. If Roscoe returns at the end of Reacher Season 3, therefore, the finale could conclude with the duo deciding to stick together, whether that be settling in one place for a while, or Roscoe joining her new partner on the road. When Reacher Season 4 begins, Reacher and Roscoe could then tackle the new investigation as a duo, recapturing their original dynamic from Amazon's debut run. Recruiting Roscoe as a main cast member feels even more logical after confirmation of Neagley's in development spin-off. Having her own series means Neagley is unlikely to play a significant part in Season 4 of Reacher's main series, and that leaves yet another vacancy that only Roscoe can fill.